Hey, everybody, welcome in. It's so great to see you all. It is Tuesday night, and we are always looking forward to this day of the week so that we can spend some time with all of you. We have a lot going on tonight. We're actually going to get to part two of all of the D23 announcements, and there were a lot of them. I think I counted at least 22 major announcements for D23 this year. So we covered Epcot last week. We're going to get into the rest of them this week, see how far we get. But let me say hi to everybody in the chat. Hey, Keith, welcome in. So good to see you. Mandy Adams, boo to you as well. Hey, Tina, welcome in. It's good to see you as always. Thanks for being here. I really appreciate it. Yeah, it's good to see you. It's good to see you, Keith. Thanks so much for being here, guys. We appreciate it. William will be in shortly, but I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and do this day in Disney history while we wait for him. Again, we're gonna. There was a lot going on at D23 this year. I'll have to say, I thought it was better. I thought it was better this year than it was 2 years ago. Last year was a destination D23. I thought it was a little bit better this year. So we'll get into all that. It's good to be back with you. I missed last week because I had laryngitis, and I'm still a little bit, there's still a little bit of a squeak going on, but it's a lot better. So I appreciate you being here, and William will be in shortly. But I wanted to mention this, and I'm not going to say a whole lot about it because I've just really been sad today about this, and I may talk about it a little bit later. But as you know, I am from Tennessee. I am from Rocky Top, essentially, and central southern Tennessee, and Dolly Parton, Dolly Parton is really an icon for all of us. I think her music crossed genres, and she was just such a fantastic person. It's yes, thank you. Yes, it is, Pam. Hey, Dean. Hey, Pam. It's good to see y'all. This is a tough one, y'all. Dolly was 80 years old, and I guess we all just kind of hope that that maybe God would give her immortality and she would just live forever. But it's just a tough day for a lot of people. But I think especially for Tennesseans, because we really grew up with Dolly, as she was such an amazing person. Philanthropy. She gave away billions of dollars in help. She had numerous projects that went on, not to mention her, not the least of which was her reading initiative, where she sent free books to children, to young children every month. We'll talk about that a little bit more, but I wanted to mention her, and just say that we are heartbroken. She touched the world. She truly did. What a singular talent, brilliant businesswoman, and we're sure that she is with her husband, her beloved Carl, today. But we will certainly miss her. Just absolutely none like her. So we will definitely miss Dolly, and we'll say a little bit more about that a little bit later on. That's kind of all I can muster tonight. So at any rate, we loved her. We'll miss her. She was a true Tennessee treasure, and a treasure to the world. So let's see here. Let me go ahead and get into this day in Disney history, y'all. Let's see. Hang on just one second here. William, are you ready to come on?
Yeah, I guess I am now.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't know whether we were just waiting or what.
Right.
hanging around or what.
Everybody.
I'll go ahead and if you want to go out for just a second, I'll go ahead and do this day in Disney history if you still ain't got some stuff going. This day in Disney history, y'all, 1930, actor Sean Connery, who appeared in Disney's 1959 Darby O'Gill and the Little People, is born in Scotland. A tale about a wily Irishman and his battle of wits with leprechauns, Connery portrayed Michael McBride. James Bond creator Ian Fleming and producer Albert R. Broccoli later saw Broccoli, I guess, not sure how you pronounce that. Later saw Sean Connery in the Disney film and cast him as 007 for the 1962 Bond feature Dr. No. Huge Sean Connery fan. I guess everybody is. 1931, Regis Philbin, the host of ABC's Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and Live with Regis and Kathy Lee, is born in New York City. He was also the co-host of Disney's Christmas Day parades for many years, beginning in 1991. A lot of those guys are on Rob Fuzz, has a channel where he has just a wonderful, wonderful collection of vintage Disney. And a lot of those Christmas specials that Regis hosted are on there. So check out Rob Fuzz if you want to step way back in time and enjoy some of that. Regis Philbin voiced Typhon in Hercules and himself in Lilo and Stitch, the series. In 2011, Philbin was named a Disney legend. Live with Regis and Kathy Lee was the first daytime television talk show ever produced by Disney Buena Vista. And then in 1989, the Indiana Jones Epic Stunt Spectacular attraction is dedicated at the Disney MGM Studios in Florida. It was the first theme park attraction to use a computer-based show control system in conjunction with a programmable logic controller system to trigger, control, and sequence complex live events in real time, in many cases controlled by the actors. Pretty cool. Pretty cool tech there. The 30-minute stunt show recreates some of the most thrilling and heart-pounding moments from the Indiana Jones films. So just some this day in Disney history there. Pam, how are you doing tonight? How is everybody tonight? Dean, I saw you come in. Hey, Dean. Let's see. Keith, that's good. Thanks for popping in. We appreciate you. Always good to see you. Good night. And we'll see you again soon. Pam, again, it's did I miss anybody coming in? I don't think I did. Let's see. Mandy, you are so sweet. And that's a sure way to get Dane to meet you in Magic Kingdom, to promise him turkey legs. Oh my goodness. Yes, I just noticed Keith's comment there. Miley Cyrus was Dolly Parton's goddaughter. So, at any rate, let's see. I think that kind of. Okay, Pam. Good. I'm glad you're. I hope you get to feeling a little bit better. We've got a lot to cover tonight with the this is going to be part 2 of our D23 coverage for all the announcements and news that came out of D23. And I don't know if we'll get through all of it tonight or not. I hope we do. Yeah. Maybe we can just kind of, spend some time on the things that we feel like, really deserve the time and go a little faster through some of the other stuff. But I have counted at least 22 major announcements.
Oh my. Is that counting the ones I talked about last week?
No, it is not.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. So and it varies as to what you think is a as a major announcement and what's not. But at any rate, of course, last week we did talk about the new Disney Legends class, and we speculated on all the announcements that were to come the week before that, and then last week you talked about Epcot and Dreamfinder's return to Epcot, which was a really big one that was really popular with fans, and of course, Spaceship Earth getting a makeover. So be sure and check out last week's Hitchhiker Chat if you want to take a look at all that. And so I felt like that the whole, it was definitely stronger than 2 years ago, or whatever it was. It was because we had Destination D23 last year, right? So I thought it was definitely a stronger slate than
no
2 years ago, for sure.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, let me bring up.
I think I got a little bit of echo coming through on your side, Mom.
Echo on my side?
No, it's me talking. Okay, I can't really hear it now. All of a sudden. All right,
I don't hear it.
Okay, good.
I don't hear it, so I think you're good.
It just stopped, maybe.
Yeah.
I was definitely hearing it though.
Oh well, that happened to me last week. Just for the record, and it disappeared. It just I don't know what it was on my side last week.
That's weird.
So don't know. But we're gonna let's get into this, the D23 Expo, and talk a little bit about each one. We'll try to cover, try to hit the highlights on things that are not probably as important to us. Please put your comments in if you want us to go back to something or slow down a little bit. But D23, of course, was August 14th, 15th, and 16th of this month, and it was at Anaheim. It was in Anaheim this year. It was a full D23, and we're gonna kind of go park by park on these announcements, starting with Disneyland. And this is one, William, that really probably needed to be done.
Oh yeah.
Tomorrowland in Walt Disney World is much better, in my opinion, than Tomorrowland in Disneyland. It's needed some work for a while. Tomorrowland in Disneyland will be reimagined. The transformation will honor the legacy of the original land while reimagining its future with new attractions, more open spaces, and new places. So this is what they've said about this Disneyland Tomorrowland reimagining. It's needed to happen totally for a while. We don't know. There's some speculation, William, about Space Mountain, and whether or not they would redo it. Zero was said. About Space Mountain.
I didn't recall. Yeah, I didn't recall them actually coming out and announcing anything, because there were rumors floating around about them, ripping out both tracks and just having one track there at Disney World. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. So they didn't really, say anything about that. So, I don't know. But there is still a lot of speculation about it. So that could be something that that they've talked about, and they just didn't want to get into as far as Disneyland. They did mention later on, I think let's see, I can't remember which overseas park it is. They are going to redo almost completely. They're going to redo Space Mountain, but
Disneyland Paris, Space Mountain Paris. De la Terra a la Lune.
Okay, so that one, we know that one is coming up. Now also in Disneyland, they're going to redo a couple. They're going to redo a couple of the shows. I'm sorry, what?
I said, welcome in, Nicole.
Oh, hey, Nicole.
on
Welcome in.
Foxglove Ferry.
Um, a refreshed version of the Remember Dreams Come True fireworks nighttime spectacular will light up Disneyland once again. So they're gonna. This is a picture that I took, a couple of pictures that I took during uh, the fireworks show in 2019, and uh, and well, that's World of Color. That was the second announcement, but they're redoing the nighttime shows at Disneyland. They're revamping. World of Color will be updated, and World of Color, of course, is at a Disney California Adventure, and this one is this. This one is kind of hit you in the stomach because they're thinking about all the nighttime shows, the fireworks at Disneyland, World of Color at California Adventure, and Paint the Night. Paint the Night recently ended, and I'm really sorry that we didn't get to see. Did you ever get to see
Yeah,
Paint
no,
the Night?
no, I wish. I hated to miss it.
Well, it was spectacular. From every live stream that I saw, I really regret not seeing Paint the Night because the floats in it were unbelievable. But there will so just in time for summer of 2027, the Magic Happens parade at Disneyland will be replacing Paint the Night, but that does mean that there's no parade until summer of 2027 at Disneyland. So that is definitely a bummer. As with Paint the Night going away this early, and then they're not going to bring Magic Happens in until summer, until next summer. That's a long time to go without a parade, but at any rate, that's kind of what they're going to do. I do regret, as I said, that I never saw that one. Also at Disneyland, y'all, they've always tried, William, since Avengers Campus opened, it has never quite lived up to its full potential.
Right.
So the Marvel Multiverse is opening at Disneyland. 2 new attractions, Avengers Infinity Defense and Stark Flight Lab, will open in 2028. It will double the size of Avengers Campus at California Adventure. So they're putting some work into this area, and they really should, because it's a large area, and to have it, not pull in guests and really be what it needs to be is just not acceptable. With especially with land at such a premium at Disneyland. Some favorite on-screen heroes are reprising their roles for Avengers Infinity Defense. Once on board, you will witness massive physical sets blending seamlessly with huge media scenes. So there's that. And then opening in 2028 as part of the expansion, the all-new attraction Stark Flight Lab will invite you to step into a cutting-edge training experience inspired by the ingenuity of Stark Industries with some familiar superheroes guiding the way. Robert Downey Jr., Anthony Mackie, and Brie Larson will reprise their roles from the film. So, this is obviously some concept art, and actually it's a model. So they're gonna you can see Mission Breakout there in the background, and kind of get an idea how this is angled. But so this is a model, a scale model that they had at D23, and so it's going to get a lot bigger. Will this hit, you think? I mean, it just depends on how good a job they do with it, right?
Yeah, and supposedly the guy that worked on Spider-Man which still stands up today over at Universal, is associated with this project.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I've seen some of the kind of teases and stuff related to this ride. Um, I don't know. I mean, it could be incredible. I hope it's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Oh, too.
but I don't know. I'm not. I guess it depends on how heavy they go on the screens versus practical
Mm-hmm.
effects. Um, Obviously, some animatronics would be awesome. But yeah, I'm interested to see how this one turns out. It's funny. I heard that um, that I overheard that cast member describing
Hi,
Avengers Campus
Jason.
to other guests as we were waiting to do the great moments with Mr. Lincoln, and
Mm-hmm.
he really summed it up incredibly well when he said that Avengers Campus feels like Galaxy's Edge did before Rise of the Resistance opened. It's like
Ah,
it's really neat, but something's missing.
right.
And
It
so
needs something.
yeah,
Now
and
that's a good, probably a good
so
description.
hopefully that'll help fill the gap. The other thing too is they're not doing the Doctor Strange show anymore, and so you know I feel like that. I can't remember if they've cranked back up the Spider-Man stunt show with that the flying animatronic that they throw through the air. Um, I'm not sure if they've started that back up again or not, but the general consensus and kind of complaint that I've heard over time is, there's kind of missing some kinetic energy. They really need to pump up the number of superheroes and
Right. Right.
that are moving around the land and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Especially since I mean that Doctor Strange space is decently large.
How are you folks up
Um,
there?
and anyway, it's we shall see.
Hey, Nicole. Again, I'm sorry, guys. I'm just catching up in the chat. I got way behind the chat. Um, yeah. Let's see. Let me see if we can catch up here. Um, well, so, yeah. So the general consensus, I guess, then is there just needs to be more there.
Yeah.
So that's probably why they're gonna, hopefully this will be an injection of not only space but some more characters and have the proper energy that it should, uh, to be Marvel Land. I'm sure, or I'm guessing that what happened with the Spider-Man animatronic was um, it didn't work all the time. It crashed into walls sometimes. It was probably just extremely expensive to maintain, is my guess.
Hmm.
But it was really cool when it worked. So but that kind of thing at the outset, I think also kind of put um, a bad taste in guest mouth for this area, because it didn't quite work like it was supposed to. But at any rate, we also got an announcement that Coco is coming to California Adventure. This is all guys on the West Coast. Disneyland for the first ever Coco ride. Imagineers are working closely with Pixar Animation Studios to nod to the original film and its upcoming sequel, Coco 2. They're putting out Coco 2. They want to capitalize on that. The attraction storyline will pick up a year after the events of the original film. The queue features a Casa Museo dedicated to the music of Miguel's great grandfather, Hector Rivera. On board, you'll travel by boat through Miguel's memories of the land of the dead. So it sounds interesting. What do you think about
Hmm.
this one, William?
From what I've heard, the footprint that they have carved out for this ride is relatively small, and
Mm-hmm.
so
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be quite the feat to try, especially with a boat ride, because you can't, you know, thinking about it, you can't make as tight of turns, and you have to have
Right.
the space dedicated, to make those turns. So I'm very interested. I'm a big fan of Coco.
Mhm.
So it's but I am curious to see how they make it fit in the space that people have said is currently designated for this ride.
Well, and you mentioned, the turning space in a water ride too. You think of how large you want to run a lot of guests through it at
Right.
once, which means that you need a fairly large boat, much like
Hmm.
you have with It's a Small World.
Well, and that's
So,
part of the reason it takes so stinking long for Navi River journey.
yes,
It's like they should have absolutely had more rows in each of
yes,
the boats
yeah, the
to
boats should
put more
be
people
double the
through.
size that they
Yeah,
are in Navi, and that's a mistake really that
yeah,
they should not have made.
yeah,
Because we're 50 years into this deal.
right,
I would think that the number of guests that you can put through a ride in a certain amount of time should be at the top of their list
right.
now. But they Nave, as you said, is it takes so long because the boats are not big enough. So we'll see with this one if they, what they do. I hope they don't make that same mistake. But this should be, I'm thinking this should be very colorful and fun and upbeat. And I'm looking forward to. Is there another ride of its kind? If there's another, is there another Coco ride anywhere
No,
in any of the overseas
no, I
parks?
don't think so.
I don't think so. So this will
Yeah,
be a one of a kind then, right?
yeah. And part of me makes me wonder, if it's incredibly popular, whether or not they'll just go ahead and do some sort of variation. Um, yeah, I wonder if they do, because a lot of time, people have kind of I guess, fan imagineered turning the Three Caballeros
Mhm.
into a Coco attraction.
Right.
And so, with the whole boat ride bit, makes you wonder, whether or not they might consider that at some point. I don't know. But frankly, I think, I think you need to leave the Three Caballeros alone. leave the Fiesta tour alone. If you want to bump the lamp some and update some of the things in the ride, then go for it. But I don't think you need to overhaul it because, I mean, really, that's the only attraction that's centered around Donald. Uh,
Yes. In
and
the whole
yeah,
park.
yeah,
It really is. And again, like you said, I agree on that. I do. I love Coco. I think I like Coco much better than I do Encanto, actually. Um, I do hope that they now you could there's so much you could do with uh Three Caballeros. It's they could, as you said, they could bump the lamp some with that one. They
hmm,
really could and breathe some new life into it. But yeah, I hope they don't do away with that one. I kind of expect them to, though. Honestly, I kind of expect them to. So we'll have to see at some point, especially with this one. This one may be, kind of the drawing board for doing something at Walt Disney World at some point. We'll have to see. Of course, one of the huge, huge, huge announcements is Villains Land, and it will be called. Wait for it, Villains Land. Obviously, well, it makes sense. I mean, people are saying, "Oh, it's not very, very imaginative or whatever." Well, what do you expect them to call it? They've got Tomorrowland and Fantasyland and Adventureland. you know, it makes sense to me that they would call it Villains Land. Um, Fairy tale mischief begins off the safe path and deep inside a foreboding dark forest where guests stumble up on a broken, twisted wishing well, corrupted due to a mysterious figure's evil wish that infused all the land with poisoned magic. Now, this is the one that you guys have heard, all of the hype about they are adding an entire new land to Magic Kingdom in Walt Disney World. Um, the Disney film, and it will be. It will feature Disney villains. The ones that they announced were Cruella, the Evil Queen, Dr. Facilier, and they move in and conjure perfect new lairs for their nefarious and tempting deeds. Where, uh, we have covered this. We've covered this one pretty much and talked about this more than once because they did announce it. This was not a new announcement per se because we've known that this was coming for a while, but um, we have mixed emotions about this. They're really gonna have to execute this well. I think. Oh, hey, Miss Najuma. Yeah. It's good to see you. Thanks for being here. So they're going to really have to step up with this one, I think. But it's an entire land, so they've got this one, and of course, then they've got Monstropolis at Hollywood Studios, and they have Tropical Americas at Animal Kingdom. So the Disney has a lot of building going on here, for major new lands with multiple attractions in each land. So that they have a lot going on. We'll see. We'll see how it works out. This, of course, is some early concept art for the land, and it's going to be interesting to see how what we get on this as a final product. I think that they could take some cues from Universal at Epic on this one.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm interested. Some people have said that it seems like Disney's, especially with I don't know if you saw the announcement, but they talked about Disney. Basically, you could go in your profile and say like if there's certain attractions that you wouldn't handle well, whether it's dark lighting or strobe effects or maybe smoke features or
Mm-hmm.
high speeds. Um, it's interesting. Um,
Yeah,
and it makes you wonder if maybe some of that will be targeted toward for example, the attractions here, which then people also said like, hey, it kind of seems like Disney's trying to target the universal guest to a degree,
mhm.
specifically with this land and some of the other stuff they're doing.
Well, I agree, and I think Disney sees okay. What's the one in Epic? What's the
Dark
one in
Universe.
Epic? Dark Universe. Dark Universe. I think Disney is looking over there and seeing how they're having a lot of success with that and with their now Universal goes a lot darker than I want to go. I don't really have a whole lot of desire to attend Halloween Horror Nights. I know a lot of people enjoy that,
Right.
but that's probably pushing it a little bit too far. But I definitely think for Disney, but they're jumping off into the deep end here with this. So we'll see. And the announcement that they're going to offer a piece on the My Disney Experience app to um, basically allow folks to flag and say, hey, I don't want, too scary, too fast, strobe
Mhm.
effects, that kind of thing, which will give them an idea. And then, of course, each ride then will be rated probably. And so, yeah, that's going to be an interesting approach for this. Um, I don't know. We've talked about this one a good bit too, William, before. So we'll have to wait and see what they come up with. A lot of people are really excited for Villains Land. I guess that's kind of where we are. Um, but honestly, I don't know that Walt would approve of this one.
Yeah, I don't think it should be a Magic Kingdom. and B, I'm not huge on the idea at all necessarily. I feel like there's so many other things you could do,
Yeah.
um, and so just I'm just not big on it.
Yeah.
And I do wonder how it's going to impact their Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party ticket sales, because if you don't have to wait until August through August through October to see the villains, then
That's a good point. I
what's
hadn't thought of that.
the incentive?
Yeah. I hadn't thought of that. Welcome
Yeah,
back, Pam.
unless they'll just feature some more rare characters or
hmm
something along those lines. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't think it belongs at Magic Kingdom, and
I
I'm
don't
not
either.
I'm not crazy about the idea. And we've talked about this one at length
We
on
have.
on previous streams.
Yeah, we have.
Uh,
Um, so there's going to be well, there. So there, there's going to be all the things that you would expect. Dining, shopping. It's going to kind of be on a scale of Galaxy's Edge. The attractions that they have announced are a Maleficent-inspired roller coaster experience through the staggering heights of a mountaintop fortress in a thicket of enchanted briars, and then a dynamic Tina mentioned dark ride hosted by the Magic Mirror and featuring a whole array of your favorite Disney villains. And this is kind of the marquee addition coming to Walt Disney World. This is going to be the big one, and Josh Tomorrow, has kind of made this his pet project, and he probably views this as being, a big part of what his legacy will be
right,
as CEO, and he's probably right about that. Whether or not this goes well, it's going to hang
right,
on him.
right.
So, um, at any rate, we'll see. We'll just see what happens with it, you know. And coming next is going to be Piston Peak. Here's the early concept art that we saw for Piston Peak. This, of course, will be built in the area where they tore out Tom Sawyer Island, the Rivers of America, and the Liberty Bell. They're putting Piston Peak in that area.
Hmm.
Some uh, very early artwork here on this, and they showed, they had, had some more announcements. We got a few more details. One thing that people really, since they took out the Rivers of America, they were really hoping that they would go with more water features here. That there would be some water features in the land. Now, in this scale model that was on display at D23, I don't see a whole lot of water features here.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe they'll have some winding across the walkway there.
Mm-hmm.
Sight
Mm-hmm.
lines, sight lines. Very very interested on that because apparently it's really funny. A lot of people had speculated because you're working on a big building next to the haunted mansion queue, and so some people had speculated that they might be doing something really cool there. That they ended up announcing it was going to be restrooms. uh, People were like, "Oh, what's that building going to be?" And then it just ended up being a restroom.
Okay, well,
Assuming they stick with the model.
okay. There's a lot of there's a lot of there are a lot of things I could say about that. But there's an analogy for Disney presentations over the last few years in general there, but I won't go into detail on that.
Hmm.
That you're really excited. It turns out to be a restroom. Okay. So Cars Ridge Run Rally will send racers climbing through mountain trails, cruising through snowy peaks, racing past erupting geysers, and bouncing their way back down the mountain towards the finish line. And if you're not racing alone as Lightning, and you are not racing alone as Lightning McQueen and Mater can be found giving a play-by-play from the sidelines. So, so this it's going to be a four-wheeler ride, essentially, for an off-road,
ATV.
an off-road adventure, ATV
vehicle.
Adventure, if you will. So, and then also the other piece that they're going to have is Miss Fritter's Daredevil Spin Along. Have you noticed that they're giving these rides really, really long names?
That's funny. We wondered, Jillian and I wondered if this was going to be, a mix between, Luigi's and Mater's Junkyard Jamboree.
Right. Yeah, that's probably a good guess.
Yeah.
This is going to be Magic Kingdom's Demolition Derby for young at Engine Roadsters. Miss Fritter's Daredevil Spin Along features the Demolition Derby legend from Cars 3 and a giant school bus audio animatronics figure, Miss Fritter, hosting her wildest derby yet. Okay, is Miss Fritter in
Cars 3?
She's in Cars 3. Okay.
Cars 3, yep.
Okay. Which I have not seen a lot. So I didn't remember Miss Fritter.
I hadn't picked up. I hadn't picked up on that yet, Tina.
So this could absolutely be a cross between Mater's Junkyard Jamboree and Luigi's at Carsland at California Adventure. But this one will probably be really cute. I'm expecting this one to be really cute. So we shall see on that one, Carsland. A lot of people are excited for it. Let's see. It's true. They're building it on Rivers of America. Yes, that's true, Tina. They're referring back to the water features. I'm sure they're. Oh my goodness. Next, where we have. Okay, just quickly, we're going to cover this, guys, because this is another one that we've kind of covered ad nauseum. We've talked about this one a lot because it's kind of near and dear to our hearts. Carousel Progress is being reimagined, everything. They're completely redoing Carousel Progress with all new timelines. So the 20th century Carousel of Progress is gone. We're stepping into the new timeline. Imagineers shared new concept art for the 1980s scene, and it was also revealed that the beloved matriarch Sarah will be voiced. Here's just a couple of my pictures that I'm taking over. Just a classic Carousel of Progress that everybody loves so much. The new Carousel of Progress will feature Sarah more. Now John is the narrator, and he is kind of the central figure. Well, Sarah, Disney legend Jamie Lee Curtis will voice Sarah. And also Bryan Cranston will now be voicing John. So this is the reimagined Carousel of Progress is set to open in late spring of 2027, which I think is pretty ambitious. I think that's a pretty ambitious timeline for a complete redo. What do you think, William?
Yeah, I was shocked by that as well. Obviously not super thrilled about this one, but I hopefully Hopefully they could, do a decent job with it. It's it's of all the things that they've done, this may be one of the uh,
Toughest. Yeah.
toughest one. Absolutely.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. Because it is so iconic. This one has Walt Disney's fingerprints on it. It has his name on the outside of the building. And it is a piece of Walt's love for edutainment, educating while entertaining. And I feel like our history is important. The new opening scene will feature a brand new introductory with a Walt Disney audio animatronic, probably similar to the one that they put in with Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln in Disneyland. And it will be honoring the 1964 World's Fair debut of this attraction, which I find ironic since they're completely changing it. Act one, so there are four, there are four different scenes. Act one will be the 1960s, and this is just these descriptions that Disney has given for each piece. Mirrors the original show's look back 60 years from its 1960s origin, highlighting the historic 1969 moon landing. Okay, so this is going to be the 1960s decade, and it's going to feature the moon landing, which automatically tells us that likely when they redo Spaceship Earth, that scene will be removed.
Right.
Act two will be the 1980s, and this takes place on Halloween night in 1985, and it puts Sarah at center stage. Act 3, the new millennium, set on New Year's Eve 1999 during the Y2K scare, highlighting early internet connectivity. And Act 4, the distant future, will be a futuristic off-planet finale featuring advanced technology and space travel. Now, I will have to say, I okay, well, Tina, yeah. Oh, hey, Kevin. Good to see you. Good to see you. Um, Carousel of Progress, I don't know. I haven't mentioned this to Adam yet. My youngest son absolutely adores Carousel of Progress. So
Mhm.
I don't.
I
Have you
mentioned it
talked
to him. Yeah, he was very shocked to say the
to?
least.
Yeah, yeah. I have not talked to him about it yet, but um, I understand, and we've talked about this. We won't spend too much time on it, but I will say I do. Um, I personally feel as though the 20th century version was more important because it backed up and it dealt with our country's beginnings and origins. Um, I'm not real excited about these pieces or these scenes because I lived through them. I lived through
Right.
all that.
Right.
So this is not history. This is well, it is history, but I lived through all of this. So I mean, here's your target audience here. I enjoyed hearing about the older history, and again, special because it had Walt's fingerprints on it. But at any rate, this is going to happen. It's already closed. Carousel of Progress is closed. So if you haven't seen it, um, you're out of time. You won't get to see it in the old version. The good news is that we do have this several times in live streams on our channel. When I was live streaming, I think I always went to Carousel Progress. So we do have it multiple times in in our library of live streams and vlogs too. Got a lot of it in vlogs, but at any rate, that is also happening. Now we're gonna let's see. Hang on just a second here and let me catch up with myself. We're headed over now, guys, to Animal Kingdom. The Tropical Americas is going to include 3 rides. This, of course, is the space that they're redoing where Dino Land was. This is a total redo of that entire area, and it's inspired by the myths and magic of the rainforest's rich cultures and thrilling stories of South America, Central America, and Mexico. Tropical Americas will invite guests to explore a community shaped by nature. And this is going to be, there'll be 3 rides. El Carrusel de los Animalitos, featuring 22 hand-carved critters from Disney movies. Pueblo Esperanza, a local wood carver, has created this beautiful new family attraction. So it's going to have a carousel. Should be, I'm sure that will be beautiful. It will also have Antonio's Fiesta. Let's see, Antonio's Fiesta de Encanto. So this will center heavily around the film Encanto, Tropical Americas. And the no height requirement on this attraction will be perfect for familias of all ages, and guests will marvel at more than 50 animals from the world of Disney's Encanto represented throughout the famous casita. Again, no height requirement on this. It sounds to me like this area, in many ways, this portion of the area anyway, will be toddler friendly. The rides are going to be. I kind of expect this to be a more relaxing area, William. I kind of picture this as being kind of relaxing and lots of shade and some water features and that kind of thing, and an area that children will be comfortable in. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it should be really neat. It's really cool that it's going to be the first iteration of this ride at any park across the world.
Yes,
so that's really neat. Hey,
yes.
Spencer. But yeah, I definitely I would imagine that they probably will have.
Oh, thanks, Pam.
Especially with what they're replacing. In the with Dinoland USA and converting it into Tropical Americas. I would imagine they especially with the carousel and also too, Animal Kingdom sometimes can be pretty hot.
Yes.
Just kind of muggy. And so I'd imagine there should be pretty decent amount of hopefully some sitting spaces. It seems like those are harder and harder to come by these days. Seems like every time we get some seating, they go ahead and pull it out after a few
take that out. Yeah, we got rid of that.
Right.
don't
want money if they're sitting down enjoying themselves.
No, you have to be up, paying for lightning lanes and buying, merch and food. So this, we'll see. I love the concept art here. I think this should also be really beautiful because Encanto is a beautiful movie. I must confess, I never fell under its spell when it was out. I thought the music was wonderful and I thought it was a cute movie, but I was never just nuts over this movie. So,
yeah. Jillian liked it more than I did. I mean, I thought it was one of their better efforts in recent years, but in terms of being a classic, I don't know that it's a classic per se. I think that a lot of people got, kind of hooked on, we don't talk about Bruno, and that was all over the internet for a while, but
music was good. Yes,
time has moved on, and I feel like people have just kind of continued continued moving forward.
Right.
It was
Right.
good, for sure, but they definitely, and for sure one of their better efforts in recent years. But
Hmm.
frankly, I mean, I think I liked Raya more than I did Encanto.
Oh,
Uh,
I definitely did. Yeah, I definitely did. Yeah, I thoroughly enjoy. Raya is probably, Raya is pretty high up on my list.
yeah,
It definitely would be on my list before Encanto. Um, but I thank you for Pam has dropped a link there on one of my birthday streams showing carousel progress. Thank you, Pam, for doing that. And Spencer, again, welcome in. So there's that one is coming up. Tropical Americas. Now the other one, guys. This one is the this is the one that we're pretty excited about for this particular area. Um, Dinosaur. The I was trying to think of the name of it.
hmm
It's getting late, y'all. Dinosaur is to be replaced by a Indiana Jones ride. It's
yeah,
called Indiana Jones and the Myth of the Jade Serpent.
yeah,
Well, I cannot tell you how excited I am for this ride.
yeah.
Um, Go ahead, Wayne.
No, I was gonna say, yeah, it's really cool. With them saying that the animatronic will but be based on Harrison Ford is pretty neat. Um, I'm very curious
Yes,
to see how they navigate the space
right.
because I feel like the show building on the inside is, while the track is the same, or at least that's what we've always been told. The track is the same as the indie ride at Disneyland. I think I want to, I granted, again, I'm not an Imagineer. I can't tell you exactly, but I can tell you the feeling on the inside of the show building feels significantly different than than the one at Disneyland. So, but yeah, oh yeah, Tina Encanto was good. Jillian loved it too. I'd probably give it a B plus. You know, I enjoyed it, and I think the songs are really catchy. Um, but it's definitely definitely not a top 10 for me.
Hmm.
Maybe top 25. I don't know, but
Yeah,
it
yeah.
is
Tina really
it's
enjoyed
good.
it.
Yeah, it is good. Um,
Yeah, yeah. I did. As I said, I enjoyed Raya more than I did. Have you seen Raya, Tina? Um, so this model here on the left uh, is kind of it's a scale model of the serpentine. The jade serpent. Uh, the doctor seeks knowledge deep inside a dry cenote in a Maya temple where local folklore speaks of a passageway to the underground protected by a large mythical serpent creature,
hey, welcome in, Julie
the
McCann.
Sukhan. This on the left here is like a scale model, and you can see, they've got a man standing there, little a gray man. So this thing is massive. I'm really interested to see how they, how this is brought to life. But the Serpentine Sukhan will be a hand sculpted audio animatronics figure, and it's going to be huge. Not only will the attraction feature the original Indiana Jones story, but the auto animatronics figures will be modeled after Harrison Ford himself. Now, this they're saying for the first time on a Disney attraction anywhere in the world. Okay, so why are we not counting Jack Sparrow in Pirates of the Caribbean? I mean, that was an addition to an existing ride, right? But
Sorry, say that again. They're saying it's what?
okay, they're saying it's the first time for the first time on a Disney attraction anywhere in the world, audio animatronics figures will be modeled after Harrison Ford. So I guess
Oh,
they're just talking about Harrison
well,
Ford
Harrison Ford specifically. Yeah,
specifically.
yeah.
Yeah,
And I feel like I mean the one. I'm not sure about any of the other Indiana Jones rides around the world, but the one at Disneyland, is close enough. It may not be directly Harrison Ford, but
Hmm.
it's close enough, in my opinion. But
Well, that's kind of what I was
yeah,
thinking. I guess. Yeah. Yeah. Um, but yeah, so this is gonna be cool. There, and for all of these announcements, y'all. If you didn't see this live at D23, all of this is on Disney's YouTube channel. So, if you want to see specific announcements, they've got the videos broken up into whatever interests you, whatever announcement interests you. So uh, you can go back and watch the announcements of each piece on this. But yeah, so I'm really excited about this one. I think it's going to be great. Y'all, we have talked about. Hey, Julie, it's good to see you. Thanks for being here. Um, so Tina's thinking they'll use a lot of screens in the new ride. If they do, they're going to take some flack. Because Universal fell into that trap, and uh, of using too many screens, and guess it's lazy. It's lazy Imagineering to use too many. So we'll see, Tina.
right.
Um, of course, screens. The sad part about it is they use screens, specifically Tiana's Bayou Adventure comes to mind. They
Hmm.
used a lot of screens in this, and I couldn't even get the screens to work. Yeah. So that that did not go over. It's good to see you, Julie. So we'll see what happens with this one, obviously. But yeah, very excited about that particular ride. I think it's going to be super. I think it's going to be amazing. Here's another one, and y'all, as far as generating excitement among fans, this one may have been the big one. The Yeti animatronic, guys, at Expedition Everest. If you are a longtime Disney fan, you know that when the ride originally opened in 2006, um, they, you know, that they announced this amazing ride that is still amazing in its own right. It truly is. Um, the Yeti inside the mountain, which is Expedition Everest, fantastic coaster. It was one of Kylie's favorites. She adores that ride. The Yeti and there was the largest and most complex audio animatronic figure ever built by Walt Disney Imagineering. It is 25 feet tall and weighs 4 tons. Its skin measures 1,000 square feet and it's held in place by 1,000 snaps and 250 zippers.
Wow,
Its movement is controlled by 19 actuators when it's in A mode.
that's a good point
Um,
there, Pam.
yeah, it's just incredible. It was incredible animatronic as Joe Rody intended, and in A mode, and it was utterly incredible. If you ever got to see the Yeti when the rod was first built and it was still operating in what we call A mode, original mode, um, it could move 5 feet horizontally and 18 inches vertically. So we're talking a lot of movement for something that big. Um, a few months after the ride opened in '06, the Yeti figure's framing split, threatening catastrophic malfunction if it were to be operated further. Since then, it has been operated only in the alternative B mode, in which a strobe light effect is used to give the appearance of movement. And of course, that's why we call it Disco Yeti. Disco Yeti. Leave it to the fans, to brand all of that. But um, Joe Rody, several times. I really think that this is something that bothers Joe Rody as much as it does us. I really do. What do you what do you think on this one, William?
Yeah, I'm very intrigued because for years the narrative was, oh, we got to take apart the whole mountain if the if,
Right.
if we're going to fix the Yeti.
Yeah.
And if that indeed, the concrete and structural foundation, yada yada
Right.
yada,
Right.
if that wasn't really the case, then that they've been, I feel duped,
I
uh,
know.
because that was just kind of what they put out there,
It was.
and whether and even though they didn't ever necessarily come out and say it per se, I would have to go see the old posts that Joe Rody put
Right.
out there because he did talk about it.
Yes, he did.
Um,
He did. Absolutely.
and so it's um I don't know. It's kind
So
of
now,
funny. Yeah, I will feel very shortchanged if it's not as big a
oh,
deal.
no kidding. A lot of people are going to
then
be
they
highly
then they
hacked
made
if
it
it
out to
was,
seem
because that's what they put out there. When they put out,
yeah,
oh well, it's so, and it, it stands to reason. It's so large that the movement actually
yeah,
threatened the
structural
foundation
integrity of the
of the
ride.
structure, the
Yeah.
concrete base. And so now, now what they're putting out there is, oh, well, it was, it was damage to the animatronic itself.
Yeah,
That the animatronic itself, what was damaged because it was so big and
right,
heavy, and not to the concrete base structure.
right.
It can't, it's
Because
probably not
somebody
both,
took like an overhead picture of like where the animatronics located,
right?
and I was just thinking to myself after having seen that, I was like, man, there's no way that unless that thing, unless they have this animatronic, you know, all the way down into the ground, buried and somehow
Right,
poured into the same, concrete as the rest of the ride.
right.
I just, I wonder. And yeah, Tina makes a great point in that, technology has improved. Things are lighter and might not require as much strength. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's a good point, Tina. Yeah.
I would imagine this new iteration of the Yeti's not going to be nearly as heavy. Will not be nearly as heavy as the old one. I do have to say though, and I've said it before, I I've never been on an attraction that grabbed me, if you will, as
Yeah.
much as A
Yes.
Mode Yeti.
Yes. A mode
I,
Yeti.
I was yeah, I was on I went on a trip with my best friend and his family, and I saw A Mode Yeti, and I called you on the phone to tell you how
Yeah.
crazy.
We almost lost Clay. How
Yeah,
close we came.
I thought my buddy Clay was gonna just be grabbed by the Yeti and yanked right out of the ride vehicle. I thought,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
it just blew my mind. So
Well,
hopefully the new Yeti has more of that feeling
when
instead
you
of
love
Disco
that,
Yeti.
because y'all listen, A mode Yeti was probably the most impressive
It was nuts. It was so cool.
effect in animatronic as you and the roller coaster took you so close to him. It was just incredible. How many people in the chat? How many of you guys rode Expedition Everest before Disco Yeti? Oh, Pam says yeah. Pam, yeah. When they put him, Pam says she wondered why it was called Disco Yeti.
Jillian rode
Um,
Expedition Everest more than once, if I remember correctly, without even noticing the Yeti at the end.
oh
because
my goodness,
because it
because
was
of
so
Disco Yeti.
yeah, it was so poorly lit.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and I'll have to say, I'm not surprised, because unless you know that he's there and you're ready for that, for the strobe light, you can,
You can
you
miss
know,
it.
go ahead.
I was just saying, you
I
can
mean,
miss
I
it.
could totally see how you could
Uh-huh.
go. In A mode, there's no way to miss him. He was terrifying. I'll just have to say, it was fantastic. I mean, it was incredible. Joe Rody has to be excited about this. I'm sure that he is going to be in the middle of this, whatever it is, refurb, repair. And Tina's right. They may, redo him to be much lighter, and what have you. But man, you talk about impressive. I'm just telling you. He was so impressive. He really was um, in A mode. So we did get that announcement. No timeline. Did you hear any kind of a timeline on that one?
No, I didn't.
I was so excited to hear,
Hmm.
that they were going to do it.
Right.
And I think a lot of people were. So, yay, Disney on that one. Hopping over now to Hollywood Studios. I hope you all have park hoppers tonight. Um, Hollywood Studios is doing something new. Another land over there, another area, I guess you'd say, called Monstropolis. And this is, of course, taking the place of Muppet Courtyard. This area, I am excited about this one. I hope they do a good job. I love Monsters Inc. And I'm glad that they chose Monsters Inc. because I think it does have the staying power,
Hmm.
right, William? Um, to be popular, for years to come. So, residents of the all new land, this is Disney's description, Monstropolis, are excited, preparing for HUMAN Day, short for Humans Understanding Monsters Are Nice, to welcome humans to the city starting in 2027. So there's going to be a show, there's going to be dining, there's going to be shopping. Um, to introduce the world of monsters, the Globe Theater will present Welcome to Monstropolis, which is a show hosted by Mike and Sully, and it'll have, featuring lots of familiar faces. And this is exciting, y'all. It will have an original song by Randy Newman. So
Yes, that's
I'm
exciting.
excited about that.
Hmm.
Because I absolutely love Randy Newman. He always does such a great job. So I'm excited about that one. Maybe a new one to get stuck in our heads.
Hmm.
Um, Archie's Scare Pig Pizza, quick service restaurant, invites diners to college life, where the alumni club celebrates top scarers, student clubs, and familiar sororities and fraternities from the film Monsters University. So you've got so we're going to have more than one eating location. This is some original art here, um, that Disney put out early on when this announcement is not a new one, but the details, we got more details this year. There will also be a Scareporium for human tourists to purchase monstrous merchandise to commemorate their visit. So basically, we're going into the monster world.
Yeah.
Should be cute.
Yeah.
Should be cute.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm sure there'll be
I
some funny ears and, various
mhm,
accessories. I'm sure there'll
mhm,
be tails and stuff
mhm.
like that too. I still think, granted they've, what, they're phasing the Play Disney app out, right? Um, I believe I'd heard that they were going to phase out the Play Disney app. Um, but
Oh, they're phasing out Play Disney.
I think
Okay,
so.
you think it's not getting enough use?
Maybe
Maybe.
I don't know.
Uh huh.
Uh,
Uh-huh.
the other thing too is interactive stuff. It's kind of funny. Somebody brought it up the other day. It may have been Braden from what Mickey Views. Um, he had mentioned you know actually interacting with the land and like seeing things happen is so
Uh
much
huh.
more exciting than just scanning something on your phone and then it just popping up.
Right.
And he had referenced the QR codes in Galaxy's Edge and using those to scan those into your data pad on the, um,
Right. Right.
not getting that benefit of anything happening per se
Right.
in the real world after
Yeah.
having scanned those versus something like the Pirates League where things
Yes.
happen, which is a
Yes.
lot of fun,
That's true.
or DuckTales, that are Phineas and Ferb back in the day, or Kim Possible
Yes.
before that. So,
Yeah.
um, it's so much more fun whenever things happen
Right. Things
as you
move
interact
or
with the
doors
ride
open
instead
or
of
things
just
pop up. Yeah.
messages popping up on your phone.
Yeah. Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know.
Obviously.
Anyway,
Yeah. Yeah. So maybe, maybe we could integrate some of that. Um, oh, first y'all guys, sorry. Um, the headline ride for the new Monstropolis land is a thrilling suspended roller coaster that sends riders racing through the iconic Door Factory vault. Um, Now this is the first of its kind, and it has a lot of features that are groundbreaking. So it's the first suspended coaster in a Disney theme park. It has a 40-foot vertical lift straight up into the air, just 4 seconds before launching you into the action. So I think this is going to be a lot of fun. William, what are your
yeah.
thoughts on that?
Oh, it sounds great.
Yeah.
This is one of those. This for many years people have said, "Oh, this would be," after seeing the scene in the original movie with the
Hmm.
doors, people have said for years, "Oh, this would be so cool if you got to
Yeah.
go through all the doors and the track and everything." Um, and so it's cool to see one of those things come to fruition. The other one is the Emperor's New Groove, where they as they Kronk and
Yeah.
Yzma go to the lab.
Yes.
Is another one that people have said for years would make for a great ride.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
So
I'm
there's been
excited about
things.
this one. Different ride vehicle, which is
Mhm.
also neat. Uh, but I'm really excited for this entire space. Of all the things, of all the lands, Villains Land, Piston Peak, Monsters Inc. I'm definitely most excited for Monsters Inc.
Mhm.
Even though I think it'll have probably a smaller footprint compared to the other two, if I had to guess.
Yeah. I'm
It's
thinking.
crazy. They've done all of this with Hollywood Studios, and it's so funny because I loved
Oh,
Hollywood
excuse-
Studios.
sorry.
I loved it as it was in like 2005, before we had Galaxy's Edge, before we had Toy Story Land.
Yeah.
Uh,
Right.
it's crazy to me how much this park specifically has changed and
Oh
will
yeah.
continue to change
Yeah.
over time.
Yeah.
And I
That's
and I
true.
loved it before all of that.
Well, I did too. We loved it back when it was Disney MGM.
Hmm.
Of course, the other obvious restaurant is going to be Harryhausen's, which will offer says a menu unlike anything else at Walt Disney World, as well as an impressive new sushi chef audio animatronics figure hard at
Yeah,
work.
and I've already seen some video of the audio animatronic figure. It's pretty cute.
So this one's going to be a fun one. Now, here's the catch. Don't get too excited too soon. The Dora coaster needs extra testing. So it's not going to open as the same time as the rest of the
Uh
land.
huh.
The land opens in 2027, and parts of uh, the area will open, but the ride is going to open later. So you know, uh, personally, I feel like they ought to wait and not open it until the ride opens.
Yeah.
That's just me.
They probably. I mean, frankly, they they want to go ahead and start recognizing some of that value of people being able to enter into that space, since it's not open today, and it will be a people eater.
Yeah, it will. Yeah, so they can sell
I've
things.
heard that the stage show is going to have some really neat effects and stuff. You know, I feel like inevitably there's going to be some comparison to Muppet Vision 3D,
Uh,
just because it exists in the space that it used to exist in.
right.
Yeah, a good point, Tina. Tina says, I think that's a budgetary thing so they can spread over multiple fiscal years. Yeah, you're right.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, I agree completely, Tina. She said, I just hope
Yes.
that when they get Monsters Inc. open, they redo Muppets 3D over at near Rock and Roller. Yeah, I would love to see the
Would that
villain
be
show.
cool, Tina?
I would love to
Yes.
pick up the villain show and move it to Villain's Land and go ahead and
Yes.
redo Muppet Vision 3D there, right
Yes.
next to Muppets Coaster, the Muppet Coaster, and I'd like to see Miss Piggy Fountain come back. You
Absolutely.
could make a mini courtyard,
You
um,
could.
but
And that would be perfect for the area, because
right,
you have, the Rock and Roller Coaster starring the Muppets now, so it would be absolutely perfect
yeah,
to move the Villains show over to Villains Land and make that Muppet Courtyard. I
yeah,
think that is an awesome idea. Maybe somebody has thought of that at Disney. Do you think?
yeah. Hopefully,
Well, again, one can always hope. So just a couple of the offerings, guys, in the other parks. At Tokyo Disneyland. Now here's the Space Mountain. Here's the Space Mountain. The big Space Mountain redo is taking place at Tokyo. Earthrise, Space Mountain Earthrise. On this ride, guests will launch into the cosmos and experience wonder of Earth from a perspective unlike anything seen before in a Disney attraction. To me, this would be worth a trip to Tokyo. Part of a reimagined Tomorrowland, the new experience is designed to celebrate the beauty of our planet while inspiring guests to look towards the future. Um, as the most expensive attraction Imagineering has built to date, Space Mountain Earthrise is Disney's biggest addition of 2027. So, uh, that, and they're also thinking that Tokyo Disneyland restoring lost capacity. Um, Fingers crossed, this will ease some of that burden on Tokyo Disney Sea, and pull
yeah,
people
right,
back that direction, because Tokyo Disney Sea is so popular. It just kind of is a guest magnet, and everybody's over there, and so they're hoping that Space Mountain Earthrise will pull people back the other direction.
right.
Um, but this is a scale model of it here. Looks really cool, y'all. I love the the reshaping there, kind of an aerodynamic, wavy reshaping while still maintaining the look of Space Mountain, original Space Mountain. I really like that one. I hope that I hope that this one is a good one. It probably will be because it's overseas,
Right.
and that's
Spare no expense.
spirit. Well, precisely. Oh boy! So the next one is Sugar Rush, guys. Sweet Rescue. Wreck-It Ralph is coming to Tokyo Disneyland with Sugar Rush Sweet Rescue, a brand new attraction inspired by the fan favorite film. Guests will join Ralph and Vanellope inside the game of Sugar Rush, where they'll help transform rogue sugar bugs back to their original forms, um, while trying to stay one step ahead of King Candy. So I think this is going to be a ton of fun. Here's the thing: with all the overseas parks, the common denominator is, as you said, spare no expense.
Mhm.
They are not hesitant at all about putting the money into their attractions and allowing Imagineers to just go wild with all these fabulous ideas, and it's going to cost a ton of money. Oh, no problem, just spend it. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, yeah. So, um, yes, yeah. Yeah, I like the look of that Space Mountain. I do too, Tina. Really do. Um, so here's just kind of some concept art there of Sugar Rush. And next we have at Shanghai, hopping over to Shanghai. We're overseas across the pond now. Spider Man is coming to Shanghai Disneyland. And this concept art is really cool from
Yeah,
Shanghai.
it is.
The first Disney Parks land dedicated entirely to Spider Man, complete with a new roller coaster, spider bots, and the latest projects from
Right.
the
I
World Ride.
I just don't understand what their obsession is with the spider bots. I got they're cool. Um, and they're neat, but maybe they can't decide on a villain, so
Yeah,
so they just make the spider bot the antagonist of every Spider-Man
everything.
attraction. If, yeah, I don't know. I don't really understand it, but
Right.
this artwork is really cool.
It is. It is. It looks really neat. That would be, we have talked, maybe next year of going to Disneyland Paris, and I
Big
just would,
festivals.
love to maybe set that, William, as a goal, of ours to hit some of those overseas parks. I think it
Right.
would be absolutely amazing. And Hong Kong Disneyland is getting a new Avengers pavilion, and this is the let's see, yeah, this is the well, I don't know if this
Thought that
is
was the one from earlier.
yeah, that looks like the same one. I'm sorry, I'm not sure. Some of these ran together. I'll just have to
Yeah.
tell you. Let's see. Hang on. Let me look and see what's next. Okay, now that's the cruise line. So I'm not sure if this one is. This obviously is from Disneyland, unless Shanghai has Mission Breakout. So sorry about that. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about the right uh, concept art on that. Anyway, the announcement is that a brand new Avengers Pavilion is coming to Hong Kong Disneyland, and I'm sure that they'll look at Avengers Campus in Disneyland and go, "Oh, we can do so much better than that."
Yeah, probably. Or
So
decide what works, and what
right,
doesn't, and keep the stuff that works, and let the
exactly.
stuff that
Now
doesn't.
they're adding the Quinjet landing platform, and so I'm guessing that this is going to be really cool. Um,
It's really funny too.
so so we again, just a couple of overseas announcements there. The thing about it is, y'all, uh, the overseas parks, they have some incredible stuff in the overseas parks. Oh, hey, John and Nancy, good to see you. They really have some amazing things in the overseas parks because they're not hesitant to spend the money.
Right.
Um, Now, it just occurs to me, I don't think anything was said about Disneyland Abu Dhabi.
No, no, not that I recall.
I don't think anything was said about that, and we haven't since that initial announcement. I don't think we've gotten any movement
Yeah.
on that, and it could be because of the unrest from the war right now
Mm.
in that area of the world. They may have had to put that on hold. But it's good to see you, Jan. Good to see you. We're planning some cruising coming up. We got some cruising on the agenda, so I'm hoping you guys can help us with some of that because we haven't cruised since before the blip. So yeah. Um, there is a new class of Disney Cruise Line ships setting sail in 2029. So a couple of years away, but we have known this for several months. But it's going to be in between Disney's classic and newest ships in size. So not as big as the huge ones, but not as small as the original class either. So, more ships means more destinations. Um, Moana, the Disney Believe, which I thought was an really interesting name, but the Disney Believe will set sail in 2027. Disney's newest ship, greeting guests in the Grand Hall. Moana will welcome everyone on board, embodying the spirit of believing in yourself and all your sea adventures. While the bow of the ship will be adorned with Tinkerbell, the stern features Buzz and Woody. So, is it just me, or is this an interesting mix here?
Very interesting. I like
Yeah.
I do think people are having Moana fatigue a little bit, just because she's all over the place. I just saw a post on social media earlier this evening where they have one of the statues for the sign for the open house for the Walt Disney Animation Studios there
Uh
at
huh.
Hollywood Studios. Um, I saw somebody complaining. They said, "Why is there a Moana statue here? Like she's everywhere." Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
and so I do, I do wonder if there's a little bit of Moana fatigue.
Yeah.
But I for one really like Moana, and big, obviously big Toy Story fan. So it's, I think this is really cool.
Yeah, I do too. The Disney Believe, even the cruise ship name is interesting.
Hmm.
All of these different now it's all Disney characters, so but all the other ships have more of a centralized theme, I guess. Um, and so this one, they've pulled together from Tinkerbell and Moana. Okay. um, It's just interesting, is all. I'm sure it will be a gorgeous ship. I have no doubt. But you have Tinkerbell uh, on the bow and Buzz and Woody on the stern. So and Moana in the lobby. So just interesting grouping there.
I like all of them.
I do too.
The mix
I
is
do too.
intended for sure.
I do too. Without a doubt. And we will all be excited to hear that the Imagineering story on Disney Plus season 2 is coming. The second season is officially in production and it will debut on Disney Plus next year. I'm really excited about this. The Imagineering story, it has just, so if you haven't seen it, go watch season 1. You will really enjoy it if you enjoy uh, Disney Imagineering and the people, the wonderful, talented people behind it. So I'm really excited about this. That Disney Plus is going to feature season 2 of the Imagineering story. Um, and as far as can you think of any other announcements, William, that I might have
Not off the top of my head.
might
No,
have
I
left out?
think we thought for sure hit the highlights,
Mm-hmm.
no
Mm-hmm.
doubt. There's going to be a Figment Lorcana card next year for the festival,
Okay.
if I remember
Okay.
correctly.
Oh yeah, no, that was what I didn't. Yeah, I think we talked a little bit about that
Yeah,
last week,
good
maybe.
point. Tina says, I agree, Don. I like the ball, but there seems to be a lack of continuity, kind of like in the parks now. It's like they pull themes out of a hat. No, no lie. No lies detected. I saw
An
a.
air hat, an air hat.
Oh, goodness. I saw a post. Let's see if I can dig it up here. There's a post I'd seen on social media. Let me see if I can find it. Um,
They pull them out of a personalized ear hat, Tina. Oh boy, isn't that the truth? Moana is perfect. Is the perfect seagoing theme, obviously. Yeah, but Tinkerbell and then Buzz and Woody, kind of makes you go, hmm. Yeah, I love all those characters. I do, but it's just yeah, kind of seems a
I
little
can't find
splintered
it.
to me. Yeah, what?
There's a post that I saw the other day, and I was going to mention that along the the lines of what Tina was saying, and they were talking about how many attractions that were specific to the heart of each of these
Ah,
different parks have since
gotcha.
been rethemed. And they had called out the Great Movie Ride and Muppet Vision 3D for
Right.
Hollywood Studios. I can't remember which ones they you know they targeted for the other parks, but anyway, it was interesting. But absolutely, that's something we brought up for a long time now and discussed. You know, Tina, you've been there with us too, since you're always watching. But we've talked about it before. In that these days it's just kind of puzzling where they decide to put stuff.
Yeah.
The whole journey into water, and
Yeah.
I guess technically you could say, it's the Seas Pavilion / World Discovery, I guess. Uh, but we've still maintained that it probably makes more sense at Animal Kingdom just because
Yeah.
it's more connected to. I feel like it would have fit, or along
A
with the
lot better.
surroundings much better there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just kind of seems like they do stuff, and
Yeah. They just kind of set things
yeah,
down in spaces where, it just, if you have to, if you have to bend over backwards trying to invent a storyline or
yeah,
explain why you're putting something somewhere, if it's not forthcoming and immediately obvious as to why you put
yeah,
it there, then you probably should rethink why you're putting it there.
yeah. It's
But
kind of
yeah,
like the placement of that the new pirate animatronic there at Disneyland
yes,
that people have dumped
yes,
on. And then also, the same thing with the placement of the Hatbox Ghost
yeah,
at Haunted Mansion. It's like, yeah, this is a really cool animatronic, but we're having to explain away the fact that we had, you know, Leota hasn't
conjure the
summoned
spirit.
summoned the spirits yet. Yet we can see him like, oh, he's the Hatbox Ghost. He can go and come as he pleases. He does whatever he wants. All right, if you say so.
Right. Okay. We'll go with that. Well, and here's the thing, y'all. This is a testament to how this is a testament to guest loyalty and how beloved and personal Disney rides and attractions and characters are to us. That we care where they put an animatronic in a ride or where they put a trash can in a
Right,
land,
right.
you know, it's just a testament to how invested we are in these spaces. These are our memories. These are our dreams and fantasies and all the wonderful things that Walt, the getaway from reality that Walt wanted us to have. um and wait, Disney has always been so good at setting the bars and paying so much attention to where they put things and why they put them there, that when they like Tina said, they start pulling things out of a hat, we go, wait, what? That's why. Everybody goes, okay, why? um that's why, because we're invested. So
Yeah,
Roomist.
yeah, exactly.
Uh,
They've done such an incredible job. Uh,
they're cats, Tina.
that's funny. That's hilarious, Tina. uh, but yeah, I mean, it's a testament in that we're all invested because the commitment to theming and the attention to detail, and everything has always been so top notch for a very long time. And yeah,
Yeah.
they've done things that there were head scratchers, and then they go back and fix it later. With the Enchanted Tiki Room, and it's under new management, and okay, maybe this didn't work very well. Let's go back.
Right.
Oh, I they've tried new things, to steal a
Yeah.
quote from Walt. They've tried new things over time, but yeah, it's for years the commitment to high quality and truly exceptional storytelling has
Yes.
been their guiding light, if you
Oh
will.
yeah. Yeah. And their bar,
Yeah,
their
yeah,
their
exactly.
their bar
Yeah,
of
they set the
entertainment.
standard, and some of us have are trying to still hold them to it. There are times.
Right. Right.
Um,
Silly us or yes, yes. And yeah, but that's why because we are so invested. So that's kind of the wrap up, guys, from D23. Um, better than better than year before last, but um, there's a lot that I am looking forward to with some of these pieces. I'm totally looking forward to uh, Monstropolis. I'm looking forward to uh, Indiana Jones. I think that one's going to be fantastic. Really curious how they're going to put together the tropical Americas area and the rides over there. I'm hoping that that's just going to be a nice, maybe calm, just very enjoyable, beautiful area with some, places for the
right.
kids. The younger, the littles can enjoy. But um, at any rate, moving along, we have a trip, an upcoming trip to Walt Disney World. Jillian and I will be in
We, but not
Washington.
me. To clarify, we,
Yeah, yeah,
we,
yeah.
but not me. Oh,
What, what,
goodness.
what?
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, um, yes, Jillian has some training that she needs to go to for her for Universal yearly training that she always enjoys it, of course, but she's going this year and wanted somebody to go with her. So she twisted my arm,
Mhm.
and we're going to be there October the 5th through the 9th. And this is kind of a tentative live stream schedule that I've put together, and these thumbnails are already up. Now, I did change one of them to be a Hitchhiker Chat thumbnail. That first one on the left, that will be on a Tuesday, which I realized that secret Hitchhiker Chat. So I did kind of redo that thumbnail. But here's what you're looking at, or what I'm gonna do. There could be some pop-ups, as always. Um, but yeah, we're looking at a couple of live streams there from Magic Kingdom, one from Epcot Food and Wine, and then one from Hollywood Studios at night there. So it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a quick trip with three. I have three-day park hopper tickets, and because I did let my annual pass go. But yeah, we're looking forward to it. It's gonna be a fun trip, and as always. And there are some things, I haven't ridden Big Thunder yet since the redo. I haven't seen Animator's Courtyard. Haven't ridden. Well, not that I'm okay. Yeah, um, the Muppet Coaster. Haven't. Um, several things I haven't done there. So they've opened some new stuff since I was last there. December. I was there this past December. So um, yes, yes, yeah, yeah. I hope so. I hope so, Tina. We'll see. Something quick, maybe I'll try to figure out something. I sure will. Yeah. So anyway, we're looking forward to it, y'all. And join us. Plan on joining us. We'll tell you a little bit more about it as it gets closer. And as always, here's Jillian's Mickey Travels contact information, her email and phone number there. If you have a trip coming up, there is no need to sweat all those details yourself, because she can certainly help you out with that. She can take so much of the headache out of planning a Disney trip. She can stick to your budgets. There's so many things that she can do for you. You know, advanced dining reservations. What kind of tickets do I want? What are the deals going on right now? What's your budget? Which resort do I stay at? All those things. Jillian, it just stays right on top of it, and she can help you to know exactly which direction you want to go with your vacation. So by all means, contact her. Her information too is always in the description of every one of our videos, so you can always look there, and she'll be more than happy to help you, guys. So by all means, contact her and put her to work, because she does love what she's doing. Okay, William. So Lorcana,
I don't have a pack on me, so you open up tonight, and I'll get back to opening next week.
Okay. Let me.
I have a ton of packs, in the house, but I don't have one within arm's reach. So
gotcha. Okay. Let me
tonight, since I opened one up last week.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna go solo layout here. Okay, guys. I have a pack of Angel and Darkwing Duck. So which one? Angel and Darkwing Duck. First one I see in the chat there. What do you think? We'll see. This has been I've got some good pulls out of this. I like Winter Spell. Mm-hmm. They put out a couple that weren't exactly my favorites, but I really do. I really have enjoyed Winter Spell. So, what do you get? Any preference, guys? Angel or Darkwing Duck?
Let's see what we get here.
Any preference, y'all? If not, I'll pick one.
Waiting. See if anybody wants to.
There they are.
Nurse here.
Everybody's asleep. We better put everybody asleep. Well, at least we're consistent, William. Okay, I tell you what, I'm gonna go Darkwing Duck tonight.
All right, sounds good.
I'm gonna go Darkwing Duck tonight. Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay, I hope this is a good. Just gonna sprinkle some extra pixie dust on this pack. We'll see what we get. Something good. Okay. For Darkwing Duck, our first one is Dinky. How cute. How cute. I didn't know Dinky had a name, I guess. Okay, and then we've got Tiana. Now, again, this is Winter Spell, so a lot of these are going to be, most of these are going to be like winter scenes. That's a neat one. I've already got that one. A Pot of Honey, always excited about any Winnie the Pooh reference. Pot of Honey. Scrooge McDuck in the Steel. That's a fun one. Scrooge walking through, yeah. He's walking through the town with a growl and a grimace. And Donald Duck, this is a neat one. Look at that one.
That is neat. I like that.
The snowman, how cute. The Steel. Faju. Again, always with the winter theme there. Darkwing Tower. That's a cool one, William.
That is cool.
Darkwing Tower in this steel. Shenpo.
Shenpo, yeah.
Chenpo. Is it just a hard C? Hard CH. Chenpo. And then Goslin Mallard. Is she cute? So cute. And then here's a fun one. Let's see. Okay, that's my last uncommon. So I have a rare here. Minnie Mouse, rare.
Cute.
I really like the artwork and the characters and everything on these. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
And then another rare, Mega Duck. And then a common Space Cows. How funny is that? Space Cows. You can tell it's a foil. This is the foil. It's an uncommon, but how cute is that? Space Cows. Okay, so that's 2 rares and an uncommon foil. That was fun. And then here's the puzzle piece for Winter Spell. I really need to put together my puzzle, don't I?
Right.
So there's the puzzle piece for Winter Spell. So there we go. Yeah, Space Cows. Isn't that great? I love that. Okay, so Tina, riddle me this. When was milk the highest? When was milk the highest?
I know this one.
You know, this is one that my mom and my sister and I used to pick up a sweet elderly couple, and take them to and from church every Sunday and Wednesday night. And Mother asked him this question, and he studied and studied and studied. Mother said, you know, when was milk the highest? Well, when the cow jumped over the moon.
Mm-hmm.
Now you know, Tina.
Mm-hmm. It's funny.
Oh my goodness! And hence the Space Cows. You know, that's put me in mind of that joke. That is so cute, though. That is just so different. Look at that. It is too cute. I love it. And on top of everything, it is amethyst. So cute, cute, cute. All right. Let's see. Yeah, fun. Just as mother loved riddles. She would told Adam riddles a lot. You know, when y'all were younger, she enjoyed riddles. Just silly little funnies. Okay, so that, y'all, we got not a bad pack just because of that great Space Cows card. I'm sorry, that is so cool. But next week, guys, on Hitchhiker Chat, one of Walt's passions was development of new technology. So, and I think we're going to go with this. I've got one that I need to talk with William about. We're kind of working on scheduling, but I think we're going to go with this one. Early Disney Imagineers are responsible for a lot of inventions that were first introduced in the parks, and we're going to look back over some of those. Some of them may really surprise you because Disney, especially early Imagineers, were famous for innovation. They developed things for the parks, but then Walt also, had a view to using them in more than one way, in more than one setting. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. Um, Maybe having a special guest on the 8th. I'll have to get our calendar kind of set. But we are looking forward to, we're looking forward to our trip, and kind of, always gives you something to look forward to when you have a countdown. And the countdown is, let me go back and check. Always keep a countdown, 41 days. So in 41 days, that's coming up, and we're looking forward to it. Hope you guys will plan to join us for some live streams from the parks. Anything else, William? Do you have roll call?
Yeah. Hopefully, I got everybody. Mom and Dad went to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party back in 2022. Check that out if you haven't already. And again, like Mom said, you set up for a couple of the next couple of Hitchhiker Chats there. But yeah, big shout out to our channel members. Thanks for keeping the chat, or thanks for the extra support. Big shout out to our channel moderators. Thank you for keeping the chat family friendly. We really appreciate you. And everybody is in the chat. If you're ghost watching, you got us on in the background, or if you're watching on the replay. Thank you so much for your support. It really means a lot to us. And yeah, you've got a lot of ways you can spend your time, and we're blessed and appreciative that you choose to spend it talking all things Disney with us. And lots of really cool announcements coming out of D23.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it stinks that some of the stuff is being replaced, but only time will tell. As to whether or not some of this stuff ends up standing the test of time. So we'll find out. But thanks to Aunt Joy and Aunt Susan, Mandy Adams, BDF, Tina McNeil, Dawn, the Hitchhiking Bones, both in the chat and on the screen here. Pam's Fam, Dean the Turkey Lexter, Jason Thibodeau, Foxglove Fairy, Nicole Rodden Hisler, Dunjuma Brown, Kevin Theme Park Adventure, Spencer Walker, Julie McCowan, and Jane and Travels. If I missed anybody, I apologize. Try to do the best I can to keep tabs on the chat while we're on here on the screen and looking at notes and so on and so forth. But we really do appreciate you all. It means a lot to us that you're here. TheLivePlace.com. Check it out if you haven't already. It's basically a TV guide listing for family-friendly live streams. Big shout-out to Dean, who maintains that site. If you haven't already checked it out, go ahead and take a look. Check out Dean's YouTube channels, Dreamers Empire and The Live Place. TubeBuddy. If you're a YouTube creator looking to grow your channel, check out TubeBuddy. It's a great tool for doing things like tracking viewing trends, just keywords for titles and tags. It tracks channel data that'll help you grow your channel. Basic version's free. If you have we do have an affiliate link in the description below. If you use that, we both get a free month. If you are interested in good quality, low cost promotional items, stickers, magnets, pins, buttons, etc., check out Stickermule. Use the link in the description below. We both get credit for a $10 credit for future work. So again, keep it on our radar. We talked about D23 tonight, but Food and Wine Festival is scheduled to start in the next couple of days. So keep an eye out on our friends. Lots of wonderful channels. We'll be primed and ready to cover it day one. I'm sure their usual suspects will be there. Resort TV One and probably Diz Our Dream, if I had to guess, Jennifer Caruso, etc.
Yeah.
Probably Myers and the Mouse, lots of Mouse Talk. There's so many great channels out there in the community. So it'll be exciting to start the festival for this year.
We are looking forward to it. Looking forward to being there, and as I said, there are several things that have opened since I was there in December. So I'm looking forward to
Yeah.
checking all that out and
Yeah.
doing a live streams.
Yeah, we'll wrap it up here tonight. We go live every Tuesday night at 9 o'clock p.m. Central, 10 o'clock Eastern. Be sure to join us live or watch on the replay. Remember to like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you get notifications to go live. Come hang out with us on social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and X. If you want to send us if you want to reach out to us directly, you can send us an email at the hitchhikingbones at gmail.com or send us a direct message on Instagram. We'd love to hear from you.
Absolutely. Have a great week, everybody.
Thanks,
And
everybody.
thanks for being here, especially our team replay. At the Hitchhiking Bones YouTube channel, there is always room for one more. So please hurry back.
Bye, everybody. Have a great night,
Thanks so
y'all.
much,
See
guys.
you next week.
Have a fantastic, fantastic week for sure.